Is Carrie the most Stephen King movie to ever Stephen King? Comment below. Carrie from 1976 was a movie that I had wanted to watch for a very long time, but due to other things, I just never got around to it. However, I decided that this Scarymania was going to be my first time watching this movie, no excuses, and I was not disappointed. It tells the story of a young girl named Carrie White, played by Sissy Spacek, who is thoroughly bullied by the girls in her high school, including a particularly harsh incident in a shower. You will know it when you see it. And there is no reprieve from this, as she is consistently abused by her incredibly religious mother, played by Piper Laurie. Think Jehovah's Witness on steroids. One day, Carrie sees, in a bit of a freak accident, that she can kind of move things with her mind. And this all leads to a particularly bad accident at a senior prom, where, after a practical joke happens at her expense, she basically turns into Popeye.
That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
And goes scorched earth on everything and everyone. This was based on the book written by Stephen King. I did an entire month covering movies based off of his work. There will be a playlist link up above. I'm a fan of his writing, and, well, a lot of his adaptations are pretty silly. However, when there's a good one, it is noteworthy, and that goes double for Carrie. This was directed by Brian De Palma. I'll talk about some of the editing in just a second, but overall, he did a really, really good job just making this movie. He nailed a certain tone from the very beginning, and it was just very well done. This isn't really a scare-a-minute kind of movie. It's one of those movies that is a very slow build. It's a slow-motion train wreck, if you will. There are certain things that you see and you don't really think all that much about, but when the prom incident happens, it all just falls into place. It's like setting up one of those really intricate domino sets and then knocking all the dominoes over. You don't get why it's being set up at the time, but when you do see it in the full context of what was trying to be shown, it's devastating stuff. De Palma did a really good job of just making us feel so sorry for Carrie and just hate pretty much everyone else. Minus the gym teacher, there is not a single person that I liked in this movie. Like, her mom is just terrible, just like I'm a practicing Roman Catholic. I have said that multiple times here on the channel. But she is one of those religious people that is like one of those cartoonish religious types that thinks the Bible is like word for word, like just like the law, and if you don't agree with it, then you're a heathen who will be sent to hell and all of that. Needless to say, I do not agree with that. And given King's notorious loathing of anything religious, I'm pretty sure Piper Laurie's character in this movie is what King sees every time someone approaches him to be like, "Can I talk to you about Jesus?" All of the girls in this school are just horrible human beings, completely self-absorbed, who only care about their stinking senior prom. Spoiler alert, the senior prom is overrated. Like I said, the gym teacher and maybe Tommy Ross are like the only two people even remotely close to being compassionate. They come the closest, at least. And this being a De Palma film, that means that there is a lot of unique editing, to say the least, with split diopter shots and just, well, very out there cutaways and edits. The prom sequence in particular has several split-screen shots where it focuses on Carrie, but then another part of the room or people trying to get out of the gymnasium, and there are other scenes just like that. I think I might be in the minority on this one, but there were some parts of that I just found to be kinda distracting, especially after the whole pig's blood scene happens. There's a loop of Piper Laurie saying, "They're all gonna laugh at you! They're all gonna laugh at you!" Well, there's this lens going around with all these shots going, and it made me dizzy. And then there's another shot in which John Travolta and his girlfriend are in this car, and they see Carrie. They try to run her over, and Carrie's like, "Not on my watch," and she mind melds them to go around her and then flip. And then the shot turns completely like it's like it was shot in a running clothes dryer. It goes round and round and around, and then the car explodes. I'm not trying to bury De Palma or anything. He's a fantastic director. However, there are certain times where I just felt like he was trying to be a little too unique for his own good. And I guess that's a good place as any to parlay into a couple things that I didn't hate, but if I had to nitpick, these would be some nitpicks. Chief among them being the callbacks to Psycho. One of the running jokes online is that Brian De Palma wanted to be Alfred Hitchcock so badly that he just copied a lot of his material. Well, there are, at least by my count, 2 direct callbacks to Psycho. The first being the pig plant where they get the pig's blood is named Bates. I wonder what that could be referring to. And if that's not any worse, it does get worse when there is the whole Psycho just a couple times throughout the movie. And no, it's not like one of those things where it's like, I heard it wrong, or maybe I had to replay it to make sure I got it. Upon my first viewing of this, I was watching it, and when I heard the I'm like, that's Psycho. Did I start the wrong movie? What kind of genjutsu is this? But at the end of the day, this movie has more than earned the praise that it has gotten. It is just, like I said, it's a slow-motion train wreck. You know what's going to happen, and you hate exactly when it happens, and what happens after that is just terrifying stuff. Just be prepared, that's all I will say.